kind of changed my thinking. And many times along the way, even this whole plant journey, so many times I felt it's too much. Let's give up. That, thought keeps coming to the brain and saying like, you're pushing too much, dude. It's not going to happen. What you're trying to do, you can't change India. But anytime that thing comes in, I have another side saying like, push a little more to be done. It's that good and bad factor, both coming from both sides.
Right.
And when you push and gets done, right, you have the innovation. You asked me, earlier, where's the innovation coming from?
Right.
Pushing hard. You've seen the team, you've been to the lab,
Yes.
the plants.
Yes.
You've seen the kind of stuff they're doing.
Right.
They're not rocket scientists. They're not people working in NASA. But the stuff they're doing is beyond the world.
Right.
And it's all Indian ideas. India has got a lot of ideas, but they don't know the way to channelize it.
Right.
So if the idea is channelized and somebody to help them mentor it, I think we can grow great places in India.
You've already, put India on the map as far as, the aquatic plants are concerned, okay? This is a time when you were looking to get some plants from Singapore and were happy when you got one plant inside. Today, you are exporting, 300 varieties that you are making. And tell us a little bit about that as well.
So, I traveled to a few countries, just for business, for, meeting friends, so many things. So whenever I used to go to Singapore, I used to go and see, what beautiful plants do they have? What can I take back to India? Now when I go to Singapore, I like seeing my plants there. There's not even one new plant. They're like, no, there's no new plant. We don't have anything new. But like India, we have so much out there. So I have my lineup for 2027 already ready.
Wow.
So that's how we are like excited. Now, India has got so many new things now that the rest of the world doesn't have. And I used to be like this guy those days,
Right.
God's grace, we've come this far, and there's been people of India who's supporting this journey, which is very nice.
Right.
We need the support. We need the flow. I can't just do business only with the Japanese. I'm an Indian finally. I need to work with my, brotherhood here.
Right.
So it's a balance of, things.
Yeah. So I'm like, at one side being an Indian, I'm really proud to see a made in India story going across the world. Today, you started off by bringing in ADA to India, and now ADA is buying your plants or taking your plants to the world. Tell us a little bit about that also. I mean, how did you achieve that? I'm sure they would have seen the quality of plants that are coming in and they've supported you along the way.
You're seeing the good parts, Amar. You're not seeing the crazy parts.
Tell us.
So, of course, when we started this plant venture with, our partners, Bhagya Lakshmi, so it's a lot of money has gone into the whole venture, Because when we started, it was never thought that we will export plants. But India, we were like, start for
India, consumption.
For us first.
Right.
Then India, then Bangalore, then, maybe parts of India. That's it. But the story went on. We had a lot of support. We had Dr. Uni Krishnan who worked with us initially. And, I remember so vividly, I went to one of the meetings in Japan. We had a distributor meeting. We have it once a year, usually November, October sometime. So I went to this meeting with Amano and his team. And so it was a regular business meeting. And then I was like, Mr. Amano, I've made these plants in India. What do you think? So I think maybe 10 seconds he paused. He looked at it. And he's like, can you sell this to me? I'm like dumbstruck. I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show him some innovation that I'm doing here. We're just like maybe 8 months, 9 months old baby here, where we're just kind of, working things together. So I was like, you give me a good price, I'll sell it to you. What else? I should try to be a business with him, right? Of course, he's too there. But I was like, okay, let's see. So he's like, okay, I'll give you a good price. He just said something and then, there were like 20 people there next to him. I was like lone man sitting this side, across the table. I was like, what am I going to talk to these people? I don't know, head or tail. I'm just like, a baby in tissue culture. He's like, I was like, it's possible. He's like, tell me the price. I was like, it's going to take a little bit of time, but okay, I'll tell you the price. I said, okay, tell me the price. I said, okay, then tell me the quantity. Because his price was quantity.
Right.
Like, okay, I'll give you the quantity. Called in 10 minutes, he had the price list in Japan in front of him. I don't know how they got it so fast.
Wow.
Of all the other companies, Japan was unstable. So he checked, he's like, okay, this is the price in the market, this is what you can sell with that.
Wow.
That's a done deal. He like, go back, this is November now. Next month, December, send me a shipment. I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. Come back to India. We send a sample shipment. Everything's good. Someone is like, good, you passed the test. I was like, okay, fine. Real shipment comes. He gives me a big order. We work day and night. Okay, whatever possible, make a big shipment. He's like, I'm announcing this to the world. I need the plants, perfect condition. Send the shipment. Somehow it's a big mess.
Oh my God.
Big mess. I get a call from Japan. Full shipment reject. I'm like, shit, what happened?
What happened?
So we didn't know how this works. So he's like, the plants are crap. I'm like, we sent you the best plants. What happened? We didn't know. I don't know. He's like, you see the plants here. You see the amount of the pile I have of junk here. So basically, we didn't palletize the shipment.
Okay.
We sent it in boxes. And in the cargo, they've like turned the box outside down multiple times.
Agar gel and all would have got mixed up.
Mushed up.
Oh my God.
So I was like, we were like in shock. We didn't know what to do. It was a big shipment and whole shipment. I think 90% of the shipment went to waste.
How did you recover and when did you deliver the next one?
So then was the thought process, how do we fix this issues? India is full of jugaad, you know that. Right? So we had to think, change the whole process, change the packaging, change a zillion things. And finally get there. By the time the next shipment come after doing his QC process, was amazing. It was like next level, wherein we have to check the height of each and every plant. So we were almost 100-point checklist where we have for QC, which kind of worked together and developed. So they asked me, can you do this? Yes, no, okay, fine, we do this. So these checklists went to about 100 points. So this is learning. This is how the Japanese do it. Right? So she developed a team there to check every plant that we sent. So every time we send a shipment, each plant gets tested. Wow. So this is like a huge process.
Yes.
You can imagine, right? Because we send, the varieties of plants and each plant getting tested and then, of course, gets released simultaneously into the dam. So we can't do the jugaad here, Indian jugaad. You have to follow a very strict process.
Right.
So we learned this entire process from the Japanese. It's kind of ingrained into me now. So if you ask me like 1 millimeter, my eyes can tell you, I don't need a ruler. It just got trained over the years, And we used to work initially for the shipments for the first, I think, a year. I personally used to work with my team till 3 a.m.
Oh, okay.
The shipment leaves at 7 a.m.
My God.
So working all night. Because there's so much of work to be done.
So from a crash shipment to giving you the contract to you because they want to distribute it to the world. How much time did that take?
It took quite some time. Because we're working in a village. You've seen the facility. Working with the Indian village folk who are not very well educated.
Right.
We know either done their 10th standard or their +2. So to get them to understand what has to be done, follow the process, it took quite a while. I think it took about 3 to 4 months to stabilize, get the boat rolling.
Right.
So in terms of quantity, in terms of, getting to their
Yeah.
levels of,
Yeah, and the whole process, I must just pause over here just to tell the audience that, I visited the farm and saw the tissue culture lab. They don't allow anybody inside, and I'm just grateful, Adip, for you kind of let me see that. So we've made an episode on that as well, which we'll be releasing very soon. So that's amazing. I mean, because I've seen these workers and the way they've been going about it, it's so professionally done. And I almost stepped into the lab without the hair cap, and I was not allowed. I said, just hold on, you not worn your hair cap. There's a hair cap and the wood covers and all, and the apron and all. I thought I am going to be like a scientist resort with one of them, but it was amazing. I think that's one video that I'm really looking forward to release very soon. So that's good. So that's the journey with Amano. But any specific moments from your learning with Amano?
See, so every learning was special. So initially, the first time, we don't do it nowadays, but the first time when we went to learn from Amano, we had, I think, about 10 or 12 people from around the world, one person from each country, going to learn with Amano. The first task that Amano gave us on the first day was cleaning bathrooms.
Yeah, okay.
So we had Jeff Senske and everyone. They were driving, Ferraris that time. They were quite well renowned. And he's like, I got to mop the floor, man, here. So we had to do it. So Amano was like, this is how discipline starts in Japan. So each one is assigned a task. You mop the gallery, you clean the leaves outside of the street, you clean the washrooms. So this kind of, taught us how Japan works. So clean. They don't have, janitors there. The kids do themselves in school. Yeah. So we all started with this, and then you have a whole long day where you're working with the Amano in his style, either doing whatever hardscape or planting or aquascaping. So the man was a visionary. Of course, when we had him, we didn't know the depth of what he thought about, right? Now, when we're getting to almost 10 years since we lost Amano, and we feel the void because of the forward thinking that he was into. He thought about these things those days when nobody ever thought about it. And that's that inspiration for us. When he felt there was a market to sell these products in a time that we couldn't even imagine these products.
Yeah.
So, of course, now is a very lucrative market. It's changed a lot. ADA has changed so many things. It's made aquascaping or keeping plants, underwater plants, so easy. Was not there before.
Right.
And these aquariums are kind of building families today. Either in an urban city or in a rural area.
Right.
They're enabling families to grow.
Right.
So many people are living off this industry.
That's true.
Which is true. Great.
That's true. We have aquascapers as a profession, which was not there before.
Exactly.
Right. So nobody would have imagined it. So there were hobbies who would, move on and start trading and then move one level up and start, putting together tanks for customers, working out of their homes and all. Now they've gone to the next level. They're aquascapers. They're freelancers, and some of them are quite well renowned. So,
right.
It's an industry by itself that has been created. Yeah, I'm curious to ask you this gold, this real gold, right?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about this, and I'm just going to pick that up. But Adip, tell us, why is this over here? You brought this specifically, and I saw the way it is, revered.
So you have, this is a gold sand flattener, a 24 karat gold sand flattener of Takashi Amano. You see the name?
Yes.
CA.
Yes.
So this is like one of a kind in the world.
Right.
And, I was honored that during one of the first workshops that I went to with Mr. Amano, he actually gifted me this. He knighted me this. He said like, okay, you get this kind of thing, So I think it was during the workshop, he saw the passion, he saw the interest. He saw that I was really keen on, kind of taking it to the next level. So I was, basically helping Amano tie some anubias on some driftwood. And he saw that I know to do it so well. So of course I'd practiced at home many times during my work. And he was really impressed. And then he said, okay, the one in the world, you get one.
Wow, man, amazing.
So this is like something which I'll treasure for the rest of my life, I'm sure. It's something which is very rare. You'll never get, another one of this. And I didn't realize the value of it those days, but this is like really, really beautiful stuff to own one of, Takashi Amano's prized tools,
Yeah.
So really revere the man, for what he is, and, the teachings that, he's given us, the beautiful pictures that he's given us, which is an eye opener, for today's day and age, is amazing.
Great.
Yeah.
So that's why I said, okay, thanks for sharing that story. What's that about?
So I think when we lost Amano in 2015, right? We were all heartbroken, how it is to lose a mentor. We were bound in emotions at that time. And somebody seeing that, I think, one of the hobbyists here in Bangalore, I don't remember who, but he brought us this, kind of beautiful 3D hologram, memento kind of thing to remember him. So it's got a light. I don't know where the light is. When you plug it in, then kind of Amano comes into play.
That's very nice. It's quite impressive.
Yeah. It's something everyone who comes to the gallery kind of, looks at that, feels, something, the connection of the Amano and stuff like that. Yes.
Tell us about how the thought came, that you should start the ADA School of Aquascaping over here in India, and the relation with the Great Indian Aquascaping, contest, and then obviously the IAPLC journey for that. If you could touch upon that as well.
So you're asking too many questions on the go, man. Give it one more at a time.
Let's start with the first one.
Okay. So I think, we've had, I think, I don't know how many workshops, maybe over 200 or 300 workshops in India from the time we started, because we felt education is really, really important. People have to learn the right way so that they can do it the right way and enjoy the hobby. There's no point of keeping a secret, right? And then not letting people enjoy the whole beauty of nature aquarium, right? And during this journey, like we did many workshops, we felt that, people tend to forget very fast and they don't follow up and follow the process of how the Japanese, kind of do it. So somewhere along the way, we started with the AD ambassadors. It was like a long journey for about 10 days, but then people don't connect. So we kind of, modulated it and felt that if we have a school where, we're giving a certificate program and we do it like a school, it's going to help the Indian way of learning. And based on that, we kind of developed a syllabus. Ratan's like managing the whole thing now. Predominantly, it's his baby. So he kind of, modulated it, worked the whole thing in place. And then all of us, it's not just about aquascaping. We teach different aspects of business, about fish, about plants, about business plans, or how to build an estimate. So many things out here. So we dabble into different aspects here and try to give a holistic learning so that in the end, we make an entrepreneur out of a person. Right? So that's the whole journey. And then now we have like 3 levels there. Level A, which is more of in learning inside, in closed doors. And we have level O, which is more of like outbound, where we take the people to the jungle and, of course, of late we're getting people from around the world. People from Middle East have been joining, but now this time we have somebody from South Africa.
South Africa.
Yes. So because there's no learning school like this anywhere in the world. We're the first.
Wow.
So I think the team is supporting me a lot because it kind of takes us a lot of time from business to work with the school.
Right.
But it's kind of changing people.
Right.
And people are appreciating the school because I think we've almost have, close to 200 students now from the school who are different walks of life, different backgrounds. They all learned it the right way. And then some are practicing, some are not practicing, but they're all keeping it for a rainy day.
Yeah.
And then the third level happens in Japan, where, last month I took about 4 students from India, young students, to Japan, where they learned and worked in, the ADA gallery in Niigata.
Wow.
Get to meet about top 100 aquascapers in the world.
Wow.
So it was like a surreal moment.
So they attended the nature aquarium party as well.
So they attended the award ceremony of the IAPLC.
Wow.
And, went to places where Amano walked. Yeah. The same beaches that Amano walked, and took pictures. It was a different experience. Had the Japanese food.
Your school of aquascaping is 3 levels. So level A, beginner, level O, where they go outbound, and the third level, I was curious, I didn't get the connection.
It's all level CJ, Chalo Japan.
It's Chalo Japan. Okay.
So we can coin the term as, go to Japan. We wanted to add some Indian, kind of catchword.
Right.
So we named it CJ, Chalo Japan.
Grace.
Yes.
Grace.
So you think I'm wearing the Chalo
Oh,
Japan? Like, cool. Yeah. Something, add an Indian flavor to it. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, that's the whole idea about it. And I think it's fun. And you for 10 days, it's a 10-day trip where you forget everything about India. You don't get Indian curry anywhere. No blaring noise.
Yeah.
No pollution. It's a completely Japanese environment and totally Japanese food, Japanese alcohol, Japanese aromas, everything Japanese.
Right.
So yeah, so that's how it kind of works. And I think this is a good opportunity, because we didn't have an opportunity like this. And to get young India who's got the wherewithal to spend money, but they want, like I said, they want a direction. So some kind of mentorship that, we provide, so that they can define their future goal rather than dabbling into, 10 things to do. Then finally you don't know what you're doing. Be focused. Decide what you want to do, follow the path, and, get there. You know the potential of aquascaping in India.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel this is huge for growing India today. The economy in India is booming.
Yes.
Right. And the number of people who want somebody to maintain the aquariums is humongous. Right. So if we can train the young generation,
Yeah.
we have something which will give back to us also. Right. So it's a win-win for all.
Great. I remember in 2014 when we launched ADA in Western India, and we had this workshop where we aquascaped at 90p, and we had invited hobbyists, we had invited the shopkeepers, and it was a fantastic workshop. But that was in 2014. It's been 10 years now. What's your plan for the trade? Because we need to. I won't say the level of the shopkeepers or the level of the stores that we see has not improved. That's not true. There is a lot more aquarium galleries across, but there are so many of them that we need to kind of take that level up also, and you need to introduce that to them.
See, Amar, what I've seen over the past 2 or 3 decades, that I've been working with the retailers and a lot of stuff. The business is growing in India. There are more people making plants, aquascapes. Like you said, I think you were getting to even the government of India has in fact listed aquascaping as one of the skills in the trade. If you look at the skill gazette, so aquascaping is a qualified skill that you can learn today. It's listed there on the skill website of the government of India. So that means the government also is watching. So we are looking at ways and means where we can empower. So I think a couple of months back I was in one of the meetings of the government of India, where they were looking at initiatives, how they can upskill our retailers. Because you look at the government, they're focusing more on food fish.
Right.
So they invited me to a symposium where we presented the situation of how they are abroad and how that can be adopted in India.
Right.
And I'm seeing, I'm talking with the government on, maybe they can give loans out to deserving shops. But the problem for them is, they need to decide who's not going to run away.
That's true.
Right. So, but we're trying to adapt, trying to find ways and means with, consultation, discussion, because I believe that for the industry to grow, one is knowledge. Second is they need easy access to money. They need capital investment. Because we're not having any private equity investor, coming to India. Not yet for this trade. Yes. And these are not, our stores are still not in the organized category. Aquatics is not come into, or aquarium shops is not in the organized sector. So the government knows but what happens is even our, when we work with the customs department or in GST department, they have the HSN code category, where the product commodity like a cup or the spoon,
everything will have an
is
HSN code.
categorized.
Yeah.
So when you're working with a category like this, there's nothing which works with an aquarium category. It's just fish goes live fish, but fish does not make up such a large quantum of the business, because the larger quantum of the business is products, is aquariums, is tools, is fertilizer. But the fertilizer is not classified as aquarium fertilizer. So we're seeing if maybe this can be classified further, so the government understands how big this industry is.
Right.
So once the government understands, we can get more support.
Get it.
So of course, the government has a lot of money at disposal. Last time we spoke to the NABARD chairman, he said we have like 10,000 crores.
Yeah.
But we don't know how to give it up to people. Because most of the people come and take the first, installment and then they disappear. Because they can't give out at one go. They give it in parts.
Yes.
So we're trying to see what best we can do in this regard. Of course, we're not a banking organization. We can offer, some credit maybe to the retailers and education, a lot of education. So I'm trying to, you've seen the whole gallery, you've, videographed it and you'll be showcasing it. So I would say if more people understand the way a gallery is kept. So this is very inviting. There's no smell here. It's not like a fish store. It's somewhere where you go shopping for an interior object.
Correct.
Like a home stop.
Right.
Something like this.
Right.
So we want to kind of get into that stage where the younger generation of India, the youth of India, which is a majority in the world today, go and shop in places like this. So I see a few stores in Mumbai are like this, a few stores in Bangalore are like this, a few stores in Delhi are like this. So if we get more people to, come, see, observe, feel, enjoy, then more homes will be like this. If more homes are like this, then we have a better India. We're breathing better.
Right.
Because what I believe is that once a plant enters a home and it's cared for well, you'll care for nature better.
You will, yeah.
Because you're respecting nature.
Correct.
It's not like you'll break the branch and throw it out.
Correct.
You'll think 10 times before you do it.
Correct.
Because you're caring for a plant.
Right.
And this is what we want to indulge and get people in there,
Right.
to start learning how to add fertilizer. Because the plant needs that fertilizer. How to give CO2. Because the whole world, there'll be like 1,000 videos saying non-CO2 planted tank. But why? Will you as a human being say, will you live without oxygen? You cannot. So the plant's basic element to grow is carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
So we want to educate people that they need, you give the best conditions for a human being. You want to give the best conditions, right? So then you grow wholesome. You grow without any problem.
Right.
Same thing for the plant. You focus on giving the plant the best. The plant gives back to you. It's not just taking money from you.
Right.
It's giving you oxygen.
Right.
Which is like, you can't pay money for that. It's priceless.
So I guess when the storekeepers also understand these concepts and they see what are the possibilities for their own stores to get converted into aquarium galleries, then I think the whole industry is taking a giant leap forward. And, maybe, I don't know about your plans for conducting these workshops. Are you planning something in the future?
Of course. We have a lot of workshops. I'm actually looking at, changing a few of the strategies. Aquariums are not being that pushy now. Because, of course, when you design a home, you want an aquarium. But the young generation wants something which is fast, easy, and you can change. Today, what I believe, what I see in India or parts of the world. So I would wish, actually, it's a dream which I'm looking at, aquarium stores becoming oxygen galleries, where people can come breathe fresh air with the plants around them.
Yeah, with the pollution outside, that's going to happen very soon.
Yes. So I would say this trend, with plants and a little bit of water there, because kind of alters the kind of chemistry on your skin with the humidity. And, so we're looking at places where people can breathe right with beautiful plants.
Right.
Because even here, when you're sitting and recording this,
Yeah, there's a different energy.
you can feel the
Absolutely a different energy.
beautiful.
Absolutely a
It
different.
kind of, gets in there, and then you just take a deep breath. You'll feel the difference. So this is coming from the plants around here.
Right.
We're not pushing in air here, right?
Yeah.
The plants are changing everything. So if every home can do this, you imagine the number of happy families we have in India.
Okay. Great. Tell us a little bit more about TGAIC. How did that come about?
So I think of course, I think this is a baby of the IAPLC. Seeing Amano, seeing the contests there and the award ceremonies, kind of, brought the spark within and said, why don't we have a contest for Indians? Because when you're competing at an international level, it's not easy. So just like how you have these different games, right?
Three things.
State level, national level, then international level.
Correct.
So I thought India also needs that. So far we have come to, we started in 2012. So this is almost 12 years now. We finished the, 2024. And then we're looking at, building more and more good aquascapers. So I would say, I see a lot of Bengali influence here. I don't know why. Because they eat a lot of fish. I don't know. They're very creative. Over the years, we see Bengalis, at the top. Few Maharashtrians, few Karnataka, a little bit from Nagaland, little Chennai, all that. But majority has been, people walking with the prices is. But I think we need to bring a more competitive spirit in India. People, in India are very hesitant to participate. They don't want to show their skill. Right? But we need to drive people. You need to, push. The Weekend Aquarist needs to push people to enter contests.
Right.
No, whether it's ADAs or somebody else,
Whatever.
participate in a contest. No, I see this in Japan. For everything, they have a contest. For koi, they have a contest. For rice growing, they have a contest. For flowers, they have a contest. So kind of, upskills you. You're always ready for that time. Not being lazy. Right? There's no point being lazy. For food, they have contests. For chai, they have contests. For ice cream, they have contests. For everything, they have contests. Even for cows, they have contests. So I'm saying we don't have these. And every city, every town, and every municipality, even for fish, they have contests. These rice fish, which grow in the paddy fields. So I believe we need to get into a competitive spirit wherein we improve the quality. So this will change our country. It's somehow, people like we, more people like you entering, the kind of, segment where you're doing some kind of journalism.
Right.
On, these topics.
Right.
Which concern the small hobby.
Right.
So your voice makes a big, difference when you put it in print media,
Right.
when you, put it on social media.
Right.
This makes a huge difference to people.
Right.
We need, people who have a background like yours.
Right.
Entering this trade. Which kind of, because you come with a different thought process than, having somebody who's got no corporate background. Because modern India has got corporate background today.
Right.
I need to connect with my final customer is a person who has corporate background.
Right.
And for that, I need a corporate person. So I believe that's like, something that we need to encourage more, find people to enter the trade. That's when you'll see the change.
Right. So every year, lot many people are participating in the contests, and I see we are also making a mark in the IAPLC also. We are getting ranked over there as well. So I'm looking forward to some great ones in the coming years as well.
Yes.
So great.
So please help us push the contest more in your.
Adip, I really don't know how much time has gone by, but it flies. It just flies. It's just been so great. And I'd just like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You've always been a great mentor. And, I remember when I called you up and all, you were said, yeah, let's do this. And that's the kind of encouragement everybody needs. And really thankful for that, for supporting the
Pleasure's all.
Weekend Aquarist for this first episode. And I'm looking forward to doing many more with you, because there's so many things to share. I wanted to kind of cover everything, but then the camera guys are saying that look, you're going on too long. Yeah. So your thoughts on.
I think Amar, it's something really nice to work with people from the corporate background, people like you who has a vision. You're coming with such clear thoughts. And I believe with your style and poise, you will go places. We get many more weekends to spend with, because I like the whole thought process behind the whole Weekend Aquarist, where people get a lot of time on the weekends.
Right.
Instead of watching the idiot box,
Right.
spend time with nature.
Right.
With your fish, with your plants, and it can be more meaningful.
Correct.
Rather than even traveling with the traffic and all a headache. Sit at home and just enjoy with some music and some good coffee, or whatever you drink, and then with your animals and plants is such a beautiful time that you can spend in your family.
Right.
So I think this is the India that I would look forward to. So I think with your news, reviews, your interviews that is going to come up in the future with so many people, which India and maybe even across India, outside of India, will be amazing for people to just listen to you when they're driving.
So, my God.
So all the best to your venture.
Thank you, Adip. Thank you so much.
Push all the best. And it's my support with you guys. And let's see how it goes. Yes.
So I hope all of you enjoyed this first episode with Adip. At the Weekend Aquarist, we are going to focus on aquarium news, reviews, and interviews with industry legends just like Adip. So stay tuned, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Always wanted to share.